Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day. Little out of it, but you know, vibes. Stick in my head, in my head, in my head, oh, stick in my head. Oh. Doing artsy arts. Today was shitty anyway. Hi. Hopefully you're having a good. Hopefully you'll have a better time now that you can sit and chill. Hopefully. I am beyond out of it. Very dissociated, but I am here to do art. It's in front of me, so whoever the fuck decides that they're fronting next can fucking draw. whatever the brain actually gets around to letting any of us stick around for more than a few fucking seconds. I love when that happens. And by that, I mean I fucking hate when this happens. Not fun. Not fully merry-go-rounding, we're just kind of all trying to sit in the chair at the same time, and nobody can quite sit down before someone else goes, no, I think I'm supposed to be sitting in the chair. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be sitting down. Once somebody figures out who the fuck we are right now, then we will correct whatever the hell's going on the other screen. I'd be like, how can you draw like this? Well, anybody who's close to front right now seems to have the capacity to make lines not be so fuzzy. So that is the task at hand. Trying to be better about getting our asses to the chair before it is midnight. Well, ideally we're supposed to be starting that around 10, but it's still not going well. But at the very least, we did get over here. We sat down and did art instead of sitting down and going, oh, it's late. Can't do art. That's late. And it's not a matter of not wanting to, it's just literally like, no, that's not the routine. And it's like, the routine already got itself fucking disrupted. So if you want me to draw straighter lines, bitch, you need to fucking front. Yeah, we're still fucking switchy. God fucking fuckity fuck. Got no brain cells. Well, no brain cells I'm allowed to use. I'm not gonna blame a fragment for fragment behavior and the slightest. They're doing what they can. It's just annoying. But I'm not gonna get mad about Brain being like, you know what we need? A dedicated doom scroller who does not pay attention to the time. That's the Brain's fault, not their fault. I'm not gonna be emotionally ragey about that. Like, nothing we can fucking do about it. We just have to hope that one of us can grab a hold of the front when they're doing that, and it's time to fucking go. Which we did today. We did that. We managed to get our asses over here. And if you're like, who the fuck are you talking to? This is just internal dialogue. I'm like, did I start the stream? I don't know. I guess a gorilla is here, so the stream is at the very least somewhat started. You'll let me know if the stream starts? Awesome, cool. Thank you for that. That's extremely handy. That was extremely funny, and William is fucking losing it in the back of my head. And by the back of my head, I mean, like, you know, like, I don't know, scenes from, like, shows with some sort of flavor of supernatural element where a ghost walks through a person, and then they're, like, halfway in, halfway out, like, making jokes about being halfway in and halfway out of the other character, and they're like, wow, I just walked through you. Yeah. It's like, fucking stop doing that. That is me and William right now. We are just interacting like... who the hell knows? My brain is so oatmeal flavored right now. Of all the random things to think of, we've got... Thank you for the hydrate. Someone's talking about how cats can have different flavors. But if you're like, you mean like cannibalism? No. They have different colorations, and therefore, to this person, in my head, that means they have different flavors. Like a creamsicle cat is like is an orange tuxedo cat, right? And then somebody else immediately was like challenging them on that and being like, well, what about a 3-color cat, huh? What about a tricolor? And they're like, that's Neapolitan. And I'm like, that doesn't make any damn sense. Hey, whatevs, how you doing? Hey, mouse. There's a party in my brain and I wasn't invited. What's really funny is, like, because I would say, like, got into voice acting, I just started doing funny voices all of the goddamn time because I like to do that, and fuck anybody who was gonna bitch about it. Put up with it or go away. and the thing is, as it turns out, all the various things that I was figuring out for myself and reading about and doing all this, I was like, oh, well, yeah, you could probably be a voice actor because you do all sorts of weird voices. And it's sort of like, that's such a weird connection. No, I just like doing weird voices. That doesn't mean I want to be paid for it. Besides, like, people are gonna, like, expect things of me, and that's highly inconvenient. No, I'm doing this to annoy people. Hi, I like your persona. I'm so dissociated right now. That is such a fucked up fun thing to say. I know that you're just, like, saying hi. I like your model, and that's super cool. Do it myself. But my brain is like, right now, which is... Aw, thank you so much for the... I think that was a follow-up. Or the YouTube equivalent, which is a subscription. I love that Twitch and YouTube use totally different terms, some of which are like the same thing. So like a subscription on Twitch is like a membership on YouTube. So if you're like, thank you for becoming a member, but if I say thank you for a sub on Twitch, people are like, oh, you're just following them. But no, that's called a follow on Twitch. It isn't confusing at all for anybody involved. Thank you so much for the, I think that was a subscription? I can't remember what sound I put with that, but it wasn't green, it was red, so... yeah, May have also been a like, but I don't think I put a sound for the likes. I should, though, because apparently that's actually kind of a popular thing. Is to have a sound associated with the likes. Hydrate! Say hi to Brazil! Hello, Brazil! Hola! I think, but that's probably Spanish and not Portuguese, and that's my bad for not knowing how to say hi. But we love Brazil! We've got the best fucking food. I moved away from the place where I used to there used to be like a corner restaurant, like a little family restaurant near me, with like the world's best goddamn fucking Mexican. Thanks, brain. Thanks for giving me the wrong fucking word. Brazilian barbecue. It probably isn't. There's probably something separate that, cause like you can't. As much as they are both Romance languages, Portuguese and Spanish sound very different, and even better, Portuguese and Brazilian Portuguese also sound completely different. But then again, most people are completely unaware that Parisian French, i.e. French, and Quebecois French sound completely different. Most people, as I've found out, do not know that the French that we learn all over Canada is almost, I wouldn't say unintelligible, but it definitely sounds fucking weird to anybody who's from Quebec. Like, you go to Quebec, you're like, bonjour, comment t'appelles-tu? And they're like, the fuck are you talking about? Just speak in English so I understand you. Like... I am, to answer Mouse's question, I'm intensely dissociated. Me, William, there's a fragment in here, and there's 2 other people in here who are all kinda not able to fuck off in any direction, so I'm drawing, I've got control of the left hand, I don't have control of pretty much anything else. And, I'm drawing straight lines. I'm just trying to make this skirt have straight lines. That's my only task, because it's the only thing I can think about. That and talking about the random shit that's going on in my head. And now I'm thinking about now I'm thinking about Brazilian barbecue. So good, so spicy in such a weird, cool way. Like, not spicy as in like, oh my god, it's fucking toxic, which some people understand spicy. But, like, spicy. Like, got spices on. Tastes fucking yummy. Don't got good word for that. Full of the yummies. No, just rough moment. But the whole idea was haul ass over to the computer, get the stream started, draw at all costs. That is the aim, and hopefully the brain will just fucking... let us, like, function better if I just keep at it. It may be a practice thing, which is our current bet, is that we're just a little out of practice ever since our last splits happened, and reorganization of duties. And basically we just aren't in good routine yet, so we need to establish routine at all costs. That does help everybody function a lot better. And maybe we can practice overriding the person who... Because we've got a... We didn't end up with a new person, we ended up with a new fragment. That fragment's entire job seems to be doom scroll. Don't really watch anything, but doom scroll. And that, you're like, oh, well, you know, all you have to do is just... No, because we tried the whole, you know, if we see YouTube start to get opened, everybody freaks out and tries to make them stop sort of thing, which theoretically might work. They just open up a game, get frustrated with the game, open up another game, get frustrated with the game, but they're not really playing it, they just open it and then don't want to play it. Which is, you know, a giant waste of time too. And you're like, what's a fragment? Well, when your brain learns the trick of making extra people, it can also sort of make... Autopilot modes might be the easiest way to understand it. Like, everybody's, as far as I know, has understood the concept of you autopilot your way around your house. So you're thinking about stuff, you're like, you know, eating some breakfast, you're running through your house, you need to find your keys. How did you get back to the door? You don't really remember, but you got your keys now and you're fucking leaving. Well, you were looking for your keys, but you were preoccupied with the thoughts that you were doing internally. Well, your body can move and autopilot at the same time. We happen to have autopilot modes that haul us to various locations to get certain things done. And, they may not necessarily have much of a personality at all, which might sound weird, but neither does your autopilot, right? Like, if someone interrupted your train of thought while you were plowing around your house looking for your keys, and was like, you know, hey, what time is it? And you would really have to stop dissociating in order to think about what they said, understood what they said, and then respond. That isn't a fragment of yours. That's just you being autopilot-y and autopiloting about. A lot of people actually experience it with, like, if they have a non-irritating drive to work, so, like, I don't know, 15-minute drive, there's no traffic, there's no significant moments, so you just never tune back in, because, you know, you got shit to think about, so your body just does what it do. There's no conscious thought there, because you subconsciously also know how to drive, in theory. I'd be like, well, that's not paying attention to the road. You are paying attention. You're doing all of the actions. You can literally watch, like, there's, like, been experiments about people autopiloting when they drive. And apparently they still follow all the rules of the road. They're just not consciously aware of it because they're mentally somewhere else. Does that actually make them bad drivers? It actually makes them good drivers. As it turns out, being intensely self-conscious about how you're driving can actually make certain people, not everybody, worse drivers. Why have I read articles about this? I don't know, because at one point in time I was like, my subconscious is evil. As it turns out, my subconscious was just angry at the fact that I wasn't doing something, because they were a whole extra person. Oh yeah, her. She's super fun. Not the same person in this case. Super fucking funny moment, though. Especially how we managed to disengage her from the front. Of all the goddamn... We now know what to do, and she might be able to initiate it herself. So funny to get her front stuck, though. Oh, we know who she is. We don't say her name because we don't want to read it in chat. Because the chances that that actually draws her out and makes her get front stuck again is non-zero. And we would really rather not have to explain, you know, what the fuck's going on there. And that's not on her. She has a job to do. The fact that she actually managed to pull that off is sort of a testament to how badly abused we were. But on the same level, she handled that pretty good. She actually well, I think Kat got her to sit down at the computer because we needed a stream anyway, and then convinced her to just open a game and start the stream. And because He just figured that there would just be a trigger, right? He just figured that somebody would get triggered by the crisis we were in, only it never goddamn happened. Everybody was gone out of front. And, you know, Kat's just like, well, let's start up the stream. Well, just open the game. Well, just say hello. You can say hello. You can say hello. You can. There you go. You said the word. Like, he just coached her through the entire fucking situation. And then, as soon as she heard her exit noise, suddenly, boom, gone, like she was never there, and leaving the entire system going, wait, what? Yeah, Kat's relaying what happened because he was the one trying to get her. He was just trying to cause a crisis. I don't know why he didn't just freaking chuck her out of front, but I don't think he's ever had to before. And, I mean, when she needs to front, she needs to stay in front until her job is done. So, nobody really realized that she could actually have a death grip on what's called the front, which is basically in control of the body. Like, who would expect that was actually a necessity to such a degree that she can get permanently front stuck? Yep, the whoosh. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, not all systems have fragments, but fragments can happen, and it took a while for them to form anyways, because again, the stresses from just existing on this planet right now are unpleasant. Is the character that I'm drawing? Actually, she has a whole bunch of, like, I don't know if you can sort of see it. You see, like, there's a little packet, like a little, not a backpack, but almost like a purse here. She has a very long tail. And it is covered in, like little packages, like purse-like pocket type things. Whatever those are called. Pouches. If I sound slightly out of it, it is because I am. I really like to stop dissociating. That's what they call it, a disorder. It's like... What? Yeah, it's reality that's not real. It's mostly derealization. Depersonalization's a little off, too, but the derealization's really bad. Dissociation can be broken. It's for people who are unaware. Dissociation can be broken up into two different parts. Derealization, which makes the world kind of swim. You know how, like, in that 70s show, I always bring it up because it's such a good visual. Whenever they're high and, like, they're trying to talk to somebody and the background is, like, kind of, like, going around and around in circles. Like, obviously, someone's picked up the set piece. It is literally moving it around behind the character. Like that. It's like that. Oh, yes. Tail-based utility belts. I do not know too much about knowledge. which is the name of this being. But I do know that they are a herbalist and an eldritch being. Yes, exactly. Did they do an FOV? How would you do that with a lens? I guess you do it with two lenses, right? Meow meow. Meow. I was like, I know that I've seen it. It happens all the time in, whatchamacallit, horror movies. Where you have that shifting FOV where everything kind of like, the focus on the character remains, where the focus on the background and foreground gets shifted, resulting in this sort of like, almost like the space opening up or closing depending on which way the lenses are going. Yes. I learned a little bit about that in animation, like when we were doing like film technique type stuff, but it's hard to wrap your head around. Even if you see it, you've seen it in a video game. Like even if you're like, oh yeah, I've definitely seen what it looks like when you fuck around with FOV, and I know I've seen it in movies, and I know what that looks like too. Yeah, field of view. This is POV, which is point of view. The camera has the point of view, but the field of view is what's going on with the camera, which, yeah, is another mindfuck, because it's not... there's so many film techniques that... I wouldn't say they've gone by the wayside, but because people don't necessarily understand what things mean, the meanings of them have become corrupt in a certain way. And I don't get mad about... I used to get so salty about, this is really an FOV. It's not. Or this is really a POV, because, like, I can see the person that you're referring to, and technically the camera guy should be the one who is... And I'm like, I need to let that go. Even though there are actually a couple people that I follow specifically because they get it right. Point of view means the person holding the camera is experiencing things. But it's also true of, like, because, like, digital technology doesn't need to worry about soft focus. It doesn't need to worry about camera distance or any of that shit. You can just fucking make it do what you want it to do, and it's like, yeah, but you don't understand what a shifting field of view does. Like, if you actually do it, it actually does all sorts of fucking things. It also creates space in, like, say, if you actually look at the set, like, look at it. If you look at the set in, say, Star Trek The Next Generation is the easiest one to point at. Look how close everybody is actually physically sitting together. Look how close they all are. And then realize that 90% of that show, everybody on set is less than 10 feet from each other. Like, everybody who's, like, acting. There isn't a single soul who isn't literally inches from somebody else in most shots. Inches, not feet, inches. Like when there are two characters talking to each other and there's like an above the shoulder shot where like you've got this person in front is in like a soft focus, the person who the camera's focused on is in focus, and then behind them is also out of focus. That's a very specific technique to make that room have more space, because they were actually standing on top of each other. Like, it's so true. But and what pisses me off as a person who's on the cusp of Gen X and millennial is that I literally got to watch in real time boomers who were like given the world argue to have that world taken from their own kids, like taken from millennials, like older millennials, and say, like, going, well, I had to work for it, why not you? And it's like, that wasn't the point when you first set these things up. You set them up because you never wanted anyone to have to go through that again. Remember? The whole, I didn't like this, so surely making it stop for other people is good. Remember when all these funding things got set up? And having them literally say they should borrow more money because it's not fair. And it's like, how did you go from, I'm gonna make sure this never happens to anybody again, to not only should it happen to other people, but it should be worse in every way? How did you get from point A to point B? Speaking of Pixelmoto Studios, I mean, actually I'm talking about university loans, but it's all over the place. It truly goddamn is. And if you're talking about where I studied at Sheridan, which is an animation training place here in Canada. It's like the CalArts of Canada, where, hell, half the people who teach at CalArts come from Sheridan and vice versa. I knew so many CalArts, like all my profs were from CalArts, which is just sort of fun to like learn from the very fucking best. Oh, no, I was talking about Next Generation. Like, Star Trek The Next Generation. If you look at how physically close the actors are to each other all of the time on that set, and then you realize that Worf is standing on, like, a platform that's, I'd say, 3 feet? Like, the incline is actually not that, is actually quite extreme at the sides. You don't really notice because you almost never see anybody walk up that ramp. But they really gotta hoof it to get up there, because it's steep. Because the set's actually really fucking small. They actually improved it somewhat with some of the future ones. Like Voyager has a lot more space. Like, the actors are not literally in each other's laps, effectively. Like, there's an instance where, like, if Patrick Stewart, not that I think that Patrick Stewart would ever fucking do this, but if Patrick Stewart was on the wrong mark, walked backwards towards his own chair, he could literally sit in Riker's lap and only have been off by a few inches. Like, that's literally how close they all are to each other on that fucking set. Yeah, he's high up. But the thing is, he's also still physically really close to them. And because Jonathan Frakes is so fucking tall, he could do things like, if he ever did a turnaround and walk back to his chair, he could literally have his own, like, the camera would be cutting his head off so that the camera could focus on, like, Worf, and you could literally see, like, the guy playing Worf just give the grumpiest, most surly fucking look, like, almost like just, ugh, you fucker, like, on his face a little bit. He does that a lot, and the reason why is Jonathan Frakes is always making funny faces at him whenever he's doing a turnaround and walk back towards his chair. So the reason why Worf often gets these, like, incredibly pissed off looks at his... It's because they're so fucking close together. It's literally like somebody 2-3 feet from you literally making faces at you. Like, it's not even, there's not any social distance there where you can kind of, like, not see them. It's not your friend making faces at you from across the room. It's your friend right next to you Making faces while the teacher can't see. Like, it's so bad. Oh, hi, Ravi. He is a 6'5" pixie. He truly is. He's such a fucking joy. I adore him. The fact that he and Brent Spiner have started up their own fucking podcast so they can just sit there and shoot the shit with random people from, like, their random friends from Assorted Treks and other shows is just fucking peak. I really want to watch more of it, but I can't remember the name of the damn show. Every time I come across it, I'm like, oh, I need to remember that. And then I immediately forget to remember to look it up. I will say, I used to draw a lot of gargoyles back in the day. I don't often do a lot of figure work nowadays, so it's always nice when I get the opportunity to do it again. What do you think about those horny chefs on the internet? I mean, they're probably horny in real life. What horny chefs? I mean, it's just as, like, if you're just talking about people who are, like, I don't know, making horny content in order to make money, I mean, good on them finding a niche, I guess. I won't be judgy. We all do what we can to stay afloat, especially when you're landlocked with the crazy country directly south of you. No offense to anybody living in that crazy country. I have empathy for the fact that you are being forced to live in said crazy country. Dropping names. Okay. Let me make sure I'm fucking following them. Yes, it is. It is dropping names. Hey, I am subscribed. Thank fuck. We actually managed to get that done. Oh, it looks like they did a podcast with Seth MacFarlane. Ooh, I've never seen that, but also you. My current obsession / the algorithm is not letting me escape from him, but I'm totally satisfied with that, is a guy who's his channel's called Farming While Beige. Beige? Yeah, Farming While Beige. And he is so fucking funny. To be fair, I actually have run into a gardener who I was like, what am I even watching right now? And he's just sort of like, you know, watch me repot a plant. And then he like does an entire ridiculous thirst trap flavored dance whilst repotting some random plant. And I'm like, what am I watching? Like, he'll like literally be sitting there on top of his like little gardening table twerking. Oh, who, Farming While Beige is trending? Hell yeah. But also, like, big uppies for him. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Cringe lord, that's what I am.
Listen, Run that again, I'm shelling them. Flow galactic, cool man Bellingham. Man, I got love in Krakow and Birmingham. The gal love me, but I keep hurting them. I'm a twat, got the chat. Bit of this and bit of that. I'll run up in your yard with the Polish lads. By the time we're done, it won't be your flat, like flat. Tire, jet, flyer. Man marking a tart in a raid, Maguire. Hardest skis in the game, Dan Dyer. I got loads of...
He does. He has the chickens. He also says such funny things too. Like I just... I vibe with people who take no shit when it comes to the work that they do. But like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I might be totally out of it 90% of the time, but I'm here for good content that's like super smart. You got auto-mudded. Let's see what auto-mud has to say. Oh, I understand why. Okay, I'm gonna deny that just because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to have that on stream, but no, just like spanking the spanking the soil bag and like what, you know, shaking his ass. I think his name is Gardening with Johnny or something like that. I'm just like, oh, Johnny as in a John. I gotcha. I hear that. That might not be everything that the guy does, but of the 2 videos that I have seen of him, that is all I have seen of him. And I'm sort of like, I can dig the concept of just making thirst trap after thirst trap, but I if I wanted to watch gardening, I kind of came for the gardening. Though I also am a big fan. There's this one chick, I can't remember her name, but she makes people ask her to make thirst trap videos of, as a note, there's no naughty stuff in them, but thirst trap as in like hunger trap almost of like various food items, like doing techniques to like film techniques to make the food seem really good. So she'll do like, I don't know, Oreo cookies, and then she'll have like, you know, she'll show that she's filming herself like pouring milk and throwing Oreo crumbs around everywhere, and then like she shows her editing process, and then it's like really cool. Isn't that farming Mobesh? The guy who says, and that's pretty insane? I might be wrong about that. Oh, no, it isn't. It isn't. It isn't. Sorry, I'm very dissociated. But no, yes, I do get that guy. That guy who talks about the history of various edible plants in various places. He's like, this is a yam, which people would eat. Except that it wasn't commercially viable because it was everywhere. And now it is nowhere because it wasn't commercially viable. So now it is too rare to farm, which means that nobody eats it, even though it's very nutritious. And that's pretty insane. And it's like, god damn! I also really like the definitely not a fairy, absolutely a fairy lady who like wanders around and goes, somebody's mung beans are in season, and I asked if I could have some, and they said yes because I didn't even know these are edible. I love her. Let me take you on a voyage. Also, hi, Random Frog. We're getting there. We're getting there. She also does the welcome to the 11th most popular game show on the internet. Poison or snack? Well, it depends on where you live, whether or not cannibalism is a crime. It is a protected practice in certain religions. The collective zeitgeist. I'm trying to remember her name. Probably be easy enough to look up by just looking up some of her catchphrases. her catchphrase at the end is, "And remember, don't die." Oh, lady on YouTube. No, I'm not actually thinking of that stuff. Foraging for the love of all that is holy, AI. There she is. Her name is Black Forager. Actually, I did. I actually saw a fucking Charlie video with fucking talking about the damn Lego. Like, the fact that they, like, not only did they refuse to return the Lego, not only are they getting sued, not only did they basically admit they did it and they don't care, not only all of those things, and then they shut down the location where the Lego was being stored, and nobody even knows if the Lego has just 100% disappeared from the planet, which it probably has at this point, because as it turns out, a lot more people are coming forward saying they did the exact same thing to me with my Lego. Do they actually resell it all, or do they just take kids' Lego and then fuck off and say, you know, we're keeping it? And then the kids are too sad to, like, fight back. Is that what's going on? Yeah, I like her. She also, like, lives in fucking Ohio, which is just hilarious, you know? Because, like, usually when you see, like, people who do foraging, they usually live somewhere really, like, unpopulated and somewhat wild. And she's, like, here in the, you know, wild streets of suburban Ohio, I just happened to notice this tree, which you would never notice. But if you take this and pull this off here, you can't eat this part, but you can eat this part. And it's super sweet. And I harvested a whole bunch. And I'm like, wow, that's insane and ridiculous. Oh yeah, I also heard that, like, they put, like, they tried to sue, I think, Patreon to, like, get paid, like, to make Patreon take down, like, all their information about this scummy ass store and their ripoff policies. And, like, the lead guy from, like, Patreon basically put up a thing saying, if you don't like this, sue us. Which I think is really nice of them. That's, like, some classy shit. Oh, for anybody who wants to see the whole thing here. Oh! Thank you for the sub! Yep, that's what I've been working on today. And, I mean, hell for being dissociated out of my heckity heck brain. I think we did alright. I think we did alright. I don't have a lot of brain cells, but I think we did alright. What's fun is she's the way she looks is she's a little unbalanced, but because her tail, I don't actually, where's her tail? It's not. She's actually balanced because her tail's actually humongous. So she is leaning forward slightly, but it's meant to be like that because she's actually balanced forward towards her tail, which is just, you know. It's mostly so that I look up because it's an unexpected sound, and that to me is the most important way to make it work. And because they wouldn't take waves, I had to find AUGs, and, like, I couldn't find any decent AUGs for the longest time. AUGs are MP3s, but, like, most MP3s that you can find for free, fair use on the internet are all, long. They're all really long. So the little thing is it's good. I got work done and